Well, my cabin's turned into a mess again. Everything's strewn all over the place. Carissa's been thrown all about today. And I've reefed the sails, but she's still getting thrown about. The sea, I would call it, is sloppy sea with big waves and sometimes big freak waves. But you know, I've seen worse. Bay of Biscay was worse than this. I know the Mediterranean can get bad, but I don't think this is going to get mad bad. But you never know. But I've prepared for it. Life jacket and all that kind of stuff already. Better just be safe than whatever. Another little incident today. A freak wave came, hit the solar panel, broke one of the wiring. So I managed to bodge it together again, and yeah, it is charging the batteries, but not very much. So even if I can get the Saab engine fixed, I wouldn't be able to start it. My main concern is the lights, you know, at night time. So as long as I can get the mast lit up and be seen, that's the most important thing. I don't want to be out at night time without any lights on. So, but for tonight that seems to be okay. I've got two trickle solar panels which might do the job as well. We'll have to wait and see about that. Yeah, I've realised since I came into the Med, I haven't had a full night's sleep, that's for sure. Apart from obviously the break I had to have in Almerimar because of I was shattered. But just a quick recap, right? We had go through the Straits of Gib. The weather was unbelievable, and then we had the mist. Then I nearly got killed. Then the night, I think it was 2 nights running after that, we were becalmed, and I didn't know if I was going to get into the port, and I was drifting around for 2.5 days before eventually I managed to get into port. Then I had my little break. After that, well, I had another becalm, and then I was trying to get around the Cabo de Gata, and it just went mad again with that really strange swell of weather, and yeah, that was a mad night, that was. And then the next one was that night of the becalmed, where it freaked me out, that did, when I was playing with the Genoa all night. And then yesterday, that was the one where I was dodging all the ships. No, that was the day before yesterday. And then last night, it was the seas being like this, so I had to steer all night, so I didn't get any sleep. I got maybe 3 bursts of 20 minutes. So in all this time, I reckon I've maybe had 10 bursts of 20-25 minutes sleep. That's cruising fire. A sailor's life for me. Good morning. Another weird night. Tacking to and fro, ending up where I started. I don't think I made 2 or 3 miles last night. Don't know what's going on. It's all a bit weird. Normally when you tack, you know, you can tack through 90 degrees. For some reason I can only tack 180 degrees, so I've been going from one to the other, forward and back. But sometimes I think I should just call myself If Only. You know, if only the wind was in a different direction. Oh, if only there was more wind. Oh, if only there was less wind. Oh, if only the sea was a bit less rough when the wind was like this. I find the longer I'm doing this, that there's a part of my character that is, you know, is a moany old, just wants everything to be right and everything to be perfect. Expectations, I want this, I want that, you know. And I think one of the videos at the beginning of the voyage, I talked about, you know, acceptance and all of this stuff. Some of the, you know, I say lots. You know, I can give good advice to other people, but when it comes to me, I've got a lot to learn. But this trip is sorting out all of them bits and pieces, or at least it's bringing them to light for me to realise the flaws in my character that I would like to not erase, you know, because it's part of me, but be able to deal with, be able to control a bit more. Sorry, it's gone a bit dark, the sun, it's still quite early. But anyway, this morning, as I toed and froed and toed and froed and toed and froed, I eventually got to a stage where I can actually make headway in the direction that I want to get to. So the seas are a bit, here we go again, complaining. The seas are a bit sloppy, the wind isn't really enough, and blah blah blah, but I'm sort of making headway in the right direction, which is a good thing. Imagine if I had to go through all these trials and tribulations and be seasick. Well, I would just step over the side, I think. You know. I mean, as it is, sometimes I feel like just diving overboard. And I know that when I get back, people say, "Oh, did you enjoy your trip?" And I'd be like, it's supposed to have been a holiday, I suppose, but it was never going to be a holiday. And by the way, it's not over yet. I could have anywhere between 3 and a million days, like I said before. But once again, running out of food. I've got enough water. I'm on the porridge and water, rice. I've got a few tins left of sardines and tuna, and some more meatballs, which that's a special occasion, meatballs. And we'll make do. I've ran out of that nice sweet milky stuff that you put in your coffee. Moan, 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 moan. And that's about it. I have to get back, well, I'm still here, on the tiller because as for the last week I've had to steer by hand, and if I leave it for more than a minute it goes off course. For some reason the bungees, Bill and his friends, new friends, are not really working too well. I don't know what it is. It's this current, or it's the sloppiness of the waves, blah blah blah, moan moan moan. I don't know if you can make that out very well, but that is my first glimpse of the Balearic Islands. It isn't Mallorca, it's Formentera, but same group, so, you know, I'm quite optimistic. Slowly getting there, slowly getting there. Well, it's later on in the day, or it's early evening now. As you can see, I'm a bit closer, but things are still slow. Things are still slow. Why are they slow, you may ask? Let me get this. Whoa! Whoa! Why are they so slow, you may ask? Well, what I think, I've got a bit of a theory here. I think in the Mediterranean there's these sea monsters, and they grab your tiller and your rudder. And so when, oops, sorry, nearly overshot my designated number, otherwise, like I say, it gets out of control. And I think that they like pull you and hold you so that you can't really turn very well, and it feels as though you've got like things stuck all over you, like a net or something, which I haven't because I went and looked. Anyway, I've just had part one of my dinner. Part one of my dinner was porridge with almond paste, which was very nice, and then I'll have some eggs and tomatoes and garlic later on. I'm going to have to be on the tiller all night because we've got the headland to pass, and you know, with me with headlands, oof. So, and also the bungees aren't working in this water in the Med for some reason. They do for a little bit, but you know, you have to stay up and watch them. So, and Bill's back. Bill had a bit of a rest, and I let all the new lads take over. But Bill the bungee, he's back because he does the job better than anybody else. He's on now, but I still have to watch him. Apart from that, I think it'll take me about In the morning, sometime in the morning, I shall have passed the headland. The picture, the one that I showed you, is the west side of it. It's all mountainous, and then on northwest side, and then the headland is down on the southeast, and that's much lower. It seems okay, but I'm still going to give it a wide berth. And then once we've passed that, I can, well, if the wind had allowed me, I would go up by 70. I would go 70 degrees. But for all intents and purposes, we've got an easterly wind or northeasterly wind, so I'm going to have to play it by wind. We'll see what happens when I get there, because I'm not there yet. I have to get around the headland. Pardon me. Okay. Once all this is finished, I'm going to have a really good sleep and eat my dinner properly. So I don't know if you realise that every time I make a video, I'm going like that. Wow. Because I'm rushing my dinner and my food down really quick, because I have to run down into the cabin, cook the food, come back up to the tiller, go back down, stir the food, come back up into the tiller, and I have to keep doing that, and so I don't have time to wine and dine myself. But that's okay. It's quite nice tonight. Like I said, there's this undercurrent of monsters. Sunset. You're bobbing up and down in the sea, and over there, which you probably will be able to see in the far distance, is the headland I'm heading for, at an angle because of the sea, the wind, sorry. Okay, so hopefully next video will be me having passed the headland and on my way to merry Mallorca. Buenas noches.